Hi, I'm Julie Williams with First Book, here today with another Trauma Toolkit Insight. The Trauma Toolkit was created here at First Book in partnership with the Maryland State Education Association in response to a lot of feedback we got from educators saying that they have students in their class who may have experienced trauma and really aren't sure about the best ways to support them. And so we did a lot of research to put together a resource that shares with you a lot of tactical and actionable things you can do in your classroom that you can integrate into your existing routines that can support your students as they learn to heal and deal with a traumatic experience. And so for today's insight, it comes from the question, how do I help my students manage their emotions daily in class? And so what our research has told us is that students who have experienced trauma often live in a near constant state of fight, flight, or freeze. And that leaves very little room for learning. And so to help students manage their emotions, it really comes down to the ability to self-regulate or to manage their own emotions. And so what our research has showed us is that it's really an equation that can help students do this. The first is noticing what sensations a student may be having in their body when, let's say, they have a trigger experience or a memory or something happens. First, noticing what they're feeling in their body. Second, being able to name that emotion. So what is the name of that emotion? Is it nervousness? Is it anxiety? Is it anger? And then once they have the sensation and the name, then they can identify and work to implement self-soothing or self-regulating techniques. So for example, in a healthy scenario, let's say a student is taking a test and the timer goes off and that student is not finished with the test. The sensations they may feel may be nervousness, may be anxiety, may be stress because they haven't finished the test. And so those feelings, those sensations are in the body. Maybe their hands are shaking, maybe their heart is beating fast. And when that student is then able to say, oh, my body's reacting this way, I feel nervous or I feel anxious, if they then begin to take deep breaths and breathe slowly, they may be able to soothe and calm themselves down and in essence manage their emotions. And so this is just one example of how a student can manage their emotions daily in class. Other examples of self-soothing and self-regulating behaviors can include journal writing. It can include a 60-second dance party, depending on what grade level you're working with. But there are a lot of suggestions that are in the Trauma Toolkit that you can apply in your classrooms to support your students who may have experienced trauma. So there's a lot more to learn, a lot more to share. We invite you to download this today and learn more to support your students. Thanks, and see you next time.